Jay. Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to be it, people.
Good afternoon, Pool Player Nation. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of this year's APA Pool Player Championships. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by Double J, Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, one match now in the books here at the 9-ball shootout, 3 matches to go. Up next is the White Tier with a $10,000 first-place prize package on the line.
Yeah, a lot still on the line for these players, and the last match was exciting. I think the player that deserved to win did win, and another one from North Carolina in this White Tier final.
Yes. So before we meet our finalists in the 9-ball shootout, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. Of course, APA rules will apply. Coaching is not allowed, as this is singles or individual competition. And as I mentioned, 4 championships being decided today, 1 in each skill level tier. And in this first or second match, we will be watching the White Tier. Now let's meet our championship finalists. First up from Derby, Connecticut, we have Victor Morales. And his opponent is from Kerry, North Carolina. We have Joe Fahys. As mentioned, they're going to be competing for a $10,000 prize package this afternoon. The runner-up will take home a $5,000 prize package. This match will be a 38-38 race. Each ball pocketed here is worth 1 point. The 9-ball is worth 2 points. The players are just about ready to get things started. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of this 9-ball shootout championship match. We have Victor on the left, Joe on the right, lagging. Both skill level 5 players, again, each needing 38 points. And it looks like Joe will have the break.
Yeah, Joe from, Kerry, North Carolina, which is a suburb there in Raleigh. Big pool area. Always has been.
He wanted to make sure we gave a shout out to everybody back at the APA Raleigh-Durham area, as well as his children Matthew, Lindsay, and Evan.
Another nice crowd here for our second final of 4 on what would be championship Saturday.
Feels like a Sunday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The APA Pool Player Championships culminating here in this final day.
Yeah, Joe's going to break from the side cushion, so watch for the 1 in the opposite side pocket, maybe the 3 in the lower corner. And he hit him really well. Did get one down, but the cue ball got kissed also, so that point won't count, and a ball in hand now for Victor to get started. You know, we say all these big pool states. It's really gotten to where all of them are big pool states. I do a lot of traveling with pool, and every pool room I go into these days, it seems like they're all packed.
And Victor picks up the first point of this match, pockets that 1 in the corner.
Yeah, wanted another revolution on the cue ball. I think he snookered here on the blue 2, so it should be some type of kick coming this direction at the 2. Big favorite to hit it. Decent chance of making it, really. All right, this did open up for Joe Fahys to get a run started. The 2's very available, and the 3's near the corner. Can cheat this a couple ways with the 3 hanging to get position up on the purple 4, maybe for the side pocket. Needs to run a little bit. It's going to be okay for the corner, though. Just got to maybe avoid the scratch by the 5 in that side pocket. Watch out, he's going to draw this, so maybe off the 5 a little bit. Nice shot. Now, I don't think the 7 passes the 8 in the corner, so he's going to have to work the cue ball a little bit. He's going to have to make a decently tough shot as well.
If you're just joining us again, this is the white tier of the APA 9-ball shootout. White tier skill levels 4 and 5. Both players here skill level 5.
Man, he knew that was always a possibility. Trying to cue down on that ball and hold position on the 7. You'd like to think, not a whole lot here for Victor to clean up, but anytime it's the finals and, you're in a setting maybe you're not used to, you don't really want to take anything for granted.
Victor pockets that 9-ball, picks up 2 more points, and he will have a 5-3 lead after the first rack, and more importantly, he'll have the break when we return in just a moment. And welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the APA 9-ball shootout from here at Pool Dog Arena. Victor Morales leading 5-3 after the first rack, has the break here. Needs 38 points for a victory.
I was going to say, breaking from a different location than his opponent may get a little more movement on the 9. Did get that movement, but a dry break here in game number 2.
Chance for Joe Fahys out of North Carolina, been playing pool for 10 years. Fails to pocket the 1, brings Victor back to the table.
Yeah, and I think he's got a rail first here. Just kind of coming to this cushion with a little right spin, and that'll open up the cue ball for the 2. May have to hit it kind of slowly a little bit. That way the right spin kind of takes a little bit or gives time to take that spin. Now he's showing us maybe that curve shot going to the rail is really not available.
Couldn't quite get to that 1. Ball in hand opportunity now for Joe Fahys. So have you run into a lot of pool players you know out here?
Oh, yeah.
Or that know you, I should say?
No, a lot I know and a lot I've known for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Some I haven't seen in a while, so it was really nice getting to see
Good.
the pool family, extended pool family from all over the country. And it kind of reminds me of, something that's been talked about before. Once you get involved in pool, it seems like, you may have to take a break at times. I know a lot of people that had to take a break for kids and whatnot, but they never seem to leave totally. They want to get back into the sport.
Yeah.
And
They show up 10 years later on some tournament bracket.
yeah, and it's just like, oh, yeah, I start back playing. Kids are in college now.
Yeah.
Or the wife said, oh, I need a hobby, so let's get back out there. But they never really forget about it. Once you get attached to the sport, it's hard to let it go, I think.
Yeah.
And I think the people mean as much as the game itself. All right, I can't tell if he's trying to go 1 rail or 2 rails underneath the 3. Just missed the 3.
Ball,
go ahead.
Ball in hand opportunity now for Victor.
Yeah, and talked about it, I think it was Thursday, that I think that if anything on this table is what you're going to see is more missed kick shots than anything, and occasionally some bank shots that kind of go awry. Okay, is he coming across for the 4 in the opposite corner, or is he trying to play for the combination, it looks like, on the 4-5? Gets another point on his side. Now a 6-5 lead going to 38. That's a good view there. He does have to cut the 4 a little bit, but I think he should go for this. Really opens up the rack if he can make it, maybe get all the balls down. Oh, he squeezed the 4 by somehow. I didn't see that happening, Jason.
Didn't turn out too bad.
No, he's a little on the 50, and what I mean by that, if he levels out and cuts the 5, there's a possibility of a scratch in the corner, so he may have to elevate the cue a little bit to avoid the scratch. Maybe not. Maybe he can avoid it just with a level cue. Oh, nice. He's close enough to this, I think, to be able to play this ball what would be here in this corner and then draw the cue ball to the side rail and back over for the 8. But it's a demanding shot, and if you let up on the draw a little bit, you could certainly scratch. I think that's what he's attempting. Great shot there, and it seems like Victor's kind of getting himself going a bit. Should go for this bank cross side.
Is it just me, or does Victor kind of look like Clint Ikachi?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Right?
Could be part of the family.
Fires that 9 in the side. 2 more points for Victor. He's up to 13, and he'll have the break when we return in just a moment.
No way, he did it. He did it. Holy smokes, what a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath. And we are back here at Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the APA 9-ball shootout. The second of 4 championships to be decided today in the 9-ball shootout. This is the white tier. Victor Morales at the table.
Yeah, breaking off the end rail. Watch out for the 9 again.
9-ball a little. Oof. There it is. Some quick points there for Victor. And he will have the break when we return in just a moment. See if Jonathan can make some magic happen somehow.
Well, she made it. She made it. And there's an unbelievable chance here for a team that was downhill 0. Never over till it's over, people.
True.
What a comeback by these two. Holy moly, people.
Getting a nice look at the crowd here in Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas as we return the action in the 9-ball shootout. Some excitement there in that last break for Victor Morales. 4 quick points as he pocketed the 9. See if he can get it moving again. No 9-ball, but he does get another ball to drop. 2-ball.
Yeah, anytime you break it more head on, you're going to get a little action on the 9, just the way the rack reacts to the break shot. Breaking from the side rail, you can still get a little movement on the 9, but not quite as much as head on.
Joe's opened up a pretty substantial lead.
And I think as much as anything, Joe really, or Victor, who has the lead, Joe really hasn't spent a lot of time at the table either. So.
No.
Nice hit. That scratch is always possible when that object ball's in the center of the table.
And now a chance for Joe here. Does he take the 1-9 and call it an early rack? Grab the points in the break?
Well, I think if you look at a rack that maybe you don't feel like you can progress in very far, I think maybe you go for the 9. But I think with these, the layout, try and get some points on the board, get all these maybe.
Looks like Joe agrees with your assessment.
He's just going to roll forward, try and fall between the 4 and 8 with the cue ball. landed a little straight, so you can cheat these pockets a little bit, but just beware of doing that. Pretty smart here. Take this 4 in the corner, and that really leads you forward, coming with the cue ball for the 5 in the side. Pretty natural, really. Good to come look, because to get on the 6 ball off the 5, you need to travel quite a bit with the cue ball here.
Another opportunity in this rack now for Victor.
Yeah, with one more point, he's halfway home to victory. Made a really nice bank shot to end the last rack on the 9. I kind of felt like he would go for the bank here. The banks are open on Saturday here in Vegas. Really had to cut that back quite a bit to make it in that lower corner off the rail with the bank. So
A chance to clean up the rest of this rack, potentially.
yeah, he's got a difficult situation here on the 6, but probably felt like position on the 6 was tough, so didn't want to take a chance on missing the 5.
Ooh. All right. So now it'll be an opportunity for Joe. He's kind of letting this thing get away a little bit. Really needs to start picking up some points. Only came away with 2 at his last turn of the table with the ball in hand.
Yeah, he's got to work the cue ball across here. Little on top of the 7. I think the 8's in the way of the bank shot cross side. It's close. Trying to play a pretty nifty safety behind the 9. I think he's done really well. Sometimes, you score with balls down, but sometimes the safety can kind of get you set up to get in that scoring situation.
Sure.
And it's good to be able to pull on the reins a little bit, especially when you're trailing. You want to stay offensive, but you got to sometimes buy your time. Watch out for the scratch. Okay, very good hit. And this 7 just crept past the side, so a very tough situation now for Mr. Fahys.
Great look at Pool Dog Arena there. Of course, all of our streaming coverage brought to you by our good friends at pooldog.com.
Ah, beauty.
Another point on the board there for Joe.
And it's amazing how the pool table works. You said point, but the point on the side pocket, as firm as he hit it, he hit the point just right to just kill the cue ball. It's difficult cutting the side. He's got to draw the ball a bit to avoid the scratch.
Watch out. Whoa. Narrowly missed the scratch on the side.
Yeah, I think he's hit the cue ball on all 4 knuckles on the side in this game here at one point or another.
Well, nevertheless, it's another point on the board. A chance at 2 more if he can pocket this 9.
And he's made 2 great shots in the last two innings here with the 7 and 8. He's got to make another nice one. I don't think he has to elevate here to avoid the scratch. I think he can just sit down on it a little bit. So he's going to put a little speed. And really good with the back against the wall a little bit.
Nice job there by Joe Fahys. He's within 8 points of Victor Morales, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas, where Joe Fahys gets a little ahead of us and fires off that break.
He's ready to go after cleaning up that last rack. Now you can see a little portion of the 1. He's played a nice safety or 2 already in this match, so probably tries to get a little separation here. Off the right side of the 1, just kind of bring the cue ball down, leave some distance. It's going to be hard to get a shot on the 1 for Victor, and even harder to get position on the 2 if he does have a shot. Yeah, and he showed a real nice touch at times with the cue ball also. Did leave a little edge here, though.
Players playing on this custom white diamond here in Pool Dog Arena. Of course, all 326 of the tables we use this week. Diamond tables.
Well, I think if not already, you're going to get some calls on how you get one of these white diamonds. All right, he's got a path between the 4-7 coming one rail to get on the 2. Just kind of medium speed. Yeah, just like that. He's going to fall underneath this a little bit, but he's made some great shots so far, so I feel like he's going to keep attacking. Now just kind of sizing up the speed he needs to hold position, maybe between the 6-7 for the 4. Very demanding 2 ball here, though. Looks like he's overcut it a little bit. And I'm looking right down the line. He does have a portion of the pocket. Can't use the rail to pocket the 2. That would involve the black 8, but no, he's not attacking. Maybe playing a little soft safety. Want a little more speed, trying to get the 2 to the top cushion.
Victor back to the table. He now needs just 17 points for victory.
Yeah, Joe's creeping up, though. Kind of feel like so far this may be the most important rack. You know, halfway through this match, he can extend that lead, or it can really tighten up if Joe gets the best of this game. Got the 2 down, going to be partially, if not fully, snookered on the 4. Now the 5's in a very awkward position on the side cushion near that side pocket. So any hit on the 4 would go a long ways. Now he needs to draw this a bit to avoid the scratch off the 4. Yeah, it's kind of natural there.
Ball in hand to Joe again.
And that should really help as far as getting position on a difficult 5. If you can just get that position and get the 5 down, the 6 is near, the 7's near. Could really, really be a ball game at the end of this rack. He's going to play it pretty smart here, I think. Just go forward, take the 5 up the rail. Maybe a little more angle on the 5 than he wanted, but still very playable. Yeah, and I think just getting some of that time at the table has really settled Joe down.
Scratching and clawing his way back.
What you got to love about pool is the intro. You hearing him start just 8 or 10 years ago playing the game, and obviously started a little later than some of us, but that's the beauty of it. You can play pool for pretty much your entire life.
All right, Victor back to the table. 4 points still out there.
Yeah, the cut looks pretty dicey. Maybe another bank shot here for Victor. He's looking at the cut. Super thin. He actually overcut it, which was going to be hard to do. So now Joe has another chance. He's got a tough 7 ball probably in the corner. And he's going to have a difficult 8 as well.
It rattled, but it falls.
Yeah, I've been impressed. Doesn't mind jacking up the cue, elevating the cue a lot of times to hold position or try and make the out. Taking on very difficult shots. Another one here on the 8.
Cannot pocket the 8. I feel like everything kind of turned around for Joe when he decided to not take that 1-9 combo in the last rack. He played it out, picked up some points, kind of got going.
Yeah, getting that arm loose means a lot. I know it's a short-ish kind of race overall for these skill levels, but
Nice shot there by Victor and a chance to pick up 2 more at the end of this rack.
yeah, they say banking Billy Thorpe. They might say banking Victor Morales before it's all over with. Not from Kentucky, of course. Connecticut, though, not far. Taking dead aim on an important 9 ball to extend the lead back out a bit.
Victor Morales now 13 points away from victory, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. right, welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas. Victor Morales once again with the break in this 9-ball shootout white tier championship match.
Yeah, and the break has been very good, and then a couple times a dry break also. Make sure to take care of the cue ball. That's the main thing. Yeah, I was just wondering, the cue ball's the main one in this position. And now a 2-9 looming that you probably will go for. And again, these are runnable balls, I think, for Joe, but it's not the easiest to get position on the 2 by itself besides that 2-9 combo. So he'll take that, gather these 3 points. Could be 4 if the 2 followed the 9 in. Could be 4 points, but get to the breaking end.
And the 2-9 goes. 2 more on the board. Joe is up to 20, needs 38, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas. Continuing coverage of the APA 9-ball shootout, all part of the Pool Player Championships that have been taking place over this past week in Las Vegas. Joe Fahys at the table.
Yeah, breaking from the side cushion, so watch out for the 7 in the lower corner and the 1 on the side. 7's down.
9-ball moving.
And got those 2 balls down and
Another that falls.
Yeah.
Nice break there for Joe.
Wide open here on the 2, so this is going to be a 1-point match here in a moment, or should be. It really should be tied. A little draw stroke here on the 2 gets him to the 3.
Two ball goes. That was all Victor early. It's been all Joe as of late.
Yeah, he's a little off angle here. Like to come down between the 5 and or the 9 and 4, kind of for the 4. Just straight down the table if you can. Could end up behind the 8 on the slick table though. Well, he put a little inside spin, so he's got a piece of the 4, enough to pocket it. I don't think there's a scratch if he plays with a high cue ball. Boy, a break and run would go super long ways. Maybe he couldn't pocket it because he looked pretty settled and pretty happy the way he hit that, trying to lay the 4 on the side cushion.
Well, we are all even at 25, though.
A race to
Race
lucky
to
number
13 now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little 9-ball action here. This is like you can play the 4 and the 9. It's very natural. Should make them both. I would try to pick up that extra point pocketing the 4 as well, just because it seems like it lays perfect. You don't have to draw this. You can just hit it with a little speed and a high ball. 9 should go in off the 5 or clean in that side. Oh, he played the bank. Did make the 5, though. And set up on the 4.
And he has taken a lead for the first time in this match, up 26-25.
Both these players have plenty of fans and friends, it seems like, in the stands. You know, and the feeling you get out here is, of course, friends and family and whatnot, but I feel like it's a big family. Is no matter who's winning, they're kind of representing their league and their area is the feeling you get, and it's kind of like a win for everyone, not just these individual players.
Sure.
Nice shot there, especially in a big moment after a few mistakes. That's a nice 8-ball. Now to take a 1-point lead heading into very late in this match.
The 9-ball falls. 2 more points for Victor. He pulls ahead slightly, 28-27. Got a pretty good match on our hands, Jeremy, and it'll continue when we return here after the break. And we're back here at Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the APA 9-ball shootout. Victor Morales at the table, now 10 points away from victory. Of course, 10 points available in this rack.
Yeah, take care of the cue ball here. Took
9-ball falls.
That's 2 in this match for Victor.
Put another 2 on the board. He is now 8 points away, and we'll see if he can get the 9-ball moving in the next rack when we return. And we're back once again after a very quick rack. Pool Dog Arena, Las Vegas. Victor Morales breaking in the white tier of the 9-ball shootout. Has 2 9 on the breaks in this match. See if we can get another here. No 9-ball, but he does drop one on the break. And that puts him at 31 points, now 7 away.
Yeah, no easy situation here, though. Trying to figure out some path at the 1 ball, and really there's not a whole lot available. He's looking at a 2-rail escape. Yeah, obviously was off his mark with the aiming point, but I just don't know if anything was available there. Now a huge ball in hand situation here for Joe Fahys. Been really good this second half of the match.
Yes, he has.
Both players have played a solid one. Okay, he's in position here. He's going to follow 1 rail. Going to be a long ways from the 2, and now snookered from nowhere. I say snookered, maybe has what would be his right edge of the 2. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's got a full look at this, elevating the cue, so taking a stab here.
Oh, he nailed it.
Yeah. He's been really good jacking the cue up and pocketing the ball, which is at any level. We talk about with the pros a lot, how the percentages diminish quite a bit once you have to elevate the back end of the cue stick. I like him going for this bank. He's got all kinds of ways to get a kind of a backdoor safety if he misses the bank with the 5, 9, and 8 there. Plus, I fancy his chances of making it, really.
All right. Goes up to 30.
And he's starting to get a little pumped up. So which adrenaline is harder to deal with, Jason, when you're at the table or you're in the chair like Victor and you're wondering, I can't sit still? Okay, going for a cut shot here maybe. Little heavy. Now Victor's got a chance with the narrowest of leads. And he can get all the way to the hill. He can get to 37 points here. And then maybe as good as his break's been, just break the balls to win the match. These are very playable. Yeah, this offers a nice angle on the 5.
Needs just 6 points.
Now, it looks like he's going to contact the 9. It's always sometimes hard to see from the booth, but if he can go by the 9, it's real natural to get on the 7. 9 ball's tracking near that corner. I don't think it's going to get there, but
still 4 points on the table here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Victor at 33, so.
You know, with the shot on the 7, if I'm Victor, I don't know if I want that 9 to fall. I think I might want to clean these up and then maybe be able to break the balls to win. Or is he going to ease this? Watch out for the scratch if he's moving forward. Well, he's going to get a decent shot here at the 8. Off the rail with the cue ball. So the 9's a gimme, or what we think is a gimme. If he can get this 8 down, should get to 36 points after the 9. And again, just break the balls maybe to win the match.
The 8 ball goes. Now 3 points away. Want to make sure we give a shout out to our friends at Diamond Tables, Action Cues, Aramith Balls, and Kamui Tips. Appreciate all their support. Victor pockets that 9, and he is 1 point away from victory. And he'll have the chance to get it on the break when we return in just a moment.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey. Welcome. Hey, how you doing?
it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena, continuing coverage of the 9-ball shootout. Victor Morales now in the ideal situation, Jeremy. He has the break. If anything falls besides the cue ball, he will be your champion. Needs just one more point in this match.
Yeah, you read my mind there. Take care of the white rock. Should be okay.
And there it is, folks.
There it is.
The cue ball stays on the table. And Victor Morales is your 2025 9-ball shootout champion in the white tier.
Yeah, hats off to him and hats off to his opponent.
Congratulations on winning the 2025 9-ball shootout. Tell me, how are you feeling right now?
Can't explain what I'm feeling right now. Just glad to be here. I just want to say that I enjoyed every single match in the tournament. And let's get it going, baby.
So you got a pretty good lead in the very beginning. Your opponent caught up to you. Was there a point where you thought that you weren't going to have it?
I did, to be honest. I did have a huge lead. He came back, you know. You can never underestimate a player who's in Vegas. We all here for a reason, so.
Were you confident you were going to make a ball on the break?
I was scared to scratch. I kept scratching. You know, I kept working on my break. I still got to work on my break, you know.
Would you like to give a shout out to anybody that may be in the crowd watching the stream?
I want to give a shout out to my family, to all my friends from Connecticut who's here. I got the people here that I played in the matches, and that's about it. Just thank God.
Well, again, I'm going to say congratulations to you, and I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to Jason and Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations to Victor Morales out of Derby, Connecticut. He's your 9-ball shootout champion in the white tier, and he's taking home that $10,000 prize package. So I know that's got to feel great. It was an excellent match there, folks. We got more excitement coming at you in just a few minutes with the gray tier of the 9-ball shootout. Make sure you come back and join us for that one as well. Thanks for tuning in.